Hey everybody! Welcome to the Vega finale in Pirate Galaxy. In this episode, we are going to finish up all the story missions for the Vega system, and we'll be going to a brand new system. Start us off here, we have Spore Gas Testing. So we need to fly down to the surface and meet up with Rosebud and Plank. Now these next two missions can be a little bit tricky. I highly recommend getting your top level tech before doing them. I would not recommend doing this in anything less than top blues. Music on here. There's quite a bit of travel involved in both these missions. But once you get there, the action really does start. I don't think I've taken you guys past this route. So these are non-mission turrets, like I mentioned in my previous episode. They don't hang out alone. These ones hang out in a pack of 3. I think that's as many as they hang out with. They hang out together. In Vega, could be wrong about that. So now that we've met up with Plank, I guess we're not meeting up with Rosebud after all on this mission. Which is perfectly fine with me, because knowing Rosebud, he would just get himself killed and fail the mission for us. What you want to do here is before you actually enter the mission area, pull these marauders out one at a time and kill them individually. If you get Plank too close, he will attack the scientist, apparently. But it's not aggressive. At least not with them until you've gone into the mission area. Go ahead and kill this marauder. Now that we've got the scientist alone, we are going to go ahead and shoot at it. It's not hitting nearly as hard as it was. It's going to run off again. Now this is the first piece of the ancient artifact. Ancient artifact is very important, and collecting these pieces is the primary reason we do anything for the next 6 systems. I won't tell you what the artifact is actually used for, if you don't already know. I know quite a few people enjoy the story portion of this game, and I do too. I highly recommend paying attention to the story and reading all the mission prompts because that's really what makes this game what it is for me. I don't know. I really before playing this game, I was on another game. I was on Dark Orbit, and at the point I left, there was really no story to it. There was only grinding quests, and I got really bored with it, and I got really expensive. But this game, they actually put a little bit of effort into a storyline. Without further ado, let us accept the last boss mission, Behemoth Battle. Now, a lot of people have trouble with this mission. And this is a mission, if you guys want me to, I will go back and do it in top blue tech. Because, believe it or not, it's very doable. I did have a lot of trouble with it initially, when I first started playing. What I ended up having to do was get an Engie and build an Engie to protect Rosebud. But I've since figured out a method that will keep Rosebud from dying. And I get to fly a storm as well. Now, if you want to take a safer route, you can come around here or around here. This is through the middle, and it's kind of a dangerous place, but it's the quickest route. Let's see what this Atlantis guy wants. So this time we really are meeting up with Rosebud and almost called him Einstein. Rosebud and Dr. Plank. Go ahead and fly through these turrets. Now you'll notice a large number of Avengers surrounding the Behemoth. What you want to do is, instead of just charging into the mission area, guns blazing, which is a fairly typical reaction, you want to pull one or two of these out at a time and pick them off before you actually go into the mission area. What happens is that Rosebud becomes the favorite target for the Mantis you haven't shot yet. And in this case, even the Mantis you have shot. And he, as you can see, is not very strong. We're just going to finish picking off these Avengers here. Now this mission does require a very large amount of energy. There's an E field right here if you need to stop and fill. It's not going to hurt anything. I think the worst that happens is if you get too far from the Behemoth, it ends up repairing. Now that all the Avengers are dead, we can focus on the Behemoth primarily, And the Behemoth will focus on us, and we don't have to worry about Rosebud dying. Not too much excitement here. This is a lot of what goes on in Sirius. Most of the 4th and 5th ring units in Sirius have a lot of armor, and they hit pretty hard. So if you have a ship that doesn't have a lot of firepower on it, like my Ghost is a support ship, so it only has a blaster on it. It's kind of depressing, but nothing else is dropped that I can really build at the moment. It's just a lot of sitting around and shooting at things. One thing for a very long time. Now this little doohickey here is the astrogation chip. As soon as we collect this, we are able to go to the Antares System. And they come down and scoop up Fam Doom's escape pod. We'll be seeing a lot more of Doom later in the game. He does become a pretty pivotal character. One of the final bosses we have to fight before we end up defeating the Mantis Queen. And that's it. That is the hard part of Vega. There's exactly one story mission left. And the point of this story mission is to fly to the next system. So this is why I wanted you to open up the Vega gate a while back. We are now ready to fly to the Vega system, or the Antares system rather. And now welcome you to the Vega Stargate. When you first open your zone panel, you'll only have Vega and Antares, or if you were here before you completed Behemoth Battle, you'll only see Vega. This zone panel is real simple. All you do is select the star system you want and hit jump. So now we'll watch the slideshow. And welcome to Antares. It's been quite a journey through Vega. Definitely ready to get out of this little Vega storm and into something a little cooler looking. So the first planet the mission tells you to unlock is Terrassa. But after you unlock Terrassa, you want to go over here and unlock Lustra. That'll be the second ring in the system. Lustra is where you're going to get all your top gear from, all your top blues. I highly recommend in this system, because you can, getting some help and getting your top blue blueprints before starting any of the story. It'll make Lustra a lot easier to deal with. Or Terrassa too, for that matter. For now, though, we will just travel to Terrassa. Endless lag. There we go. Now that we've arrived in orbit of Terrassa, I am going to switch into the ship I'll be using throughout the entire Antares System. So now I get to show you a ship I'm very excited to show you. I'm going to be using for Antares is my Mantis Antares Storm, which is modeled after the Mantis Barbarian. It's a very cool looking ship in my opinion. Well, that about does it for this episode. It's a blast going through Vega with you guys. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I know I certainly did. Hope you guys will enjoy Antares too. Next time on Pirate Galaxy, we are going to jump right in to our story missions on Terrassa. Again, I highly recommend before you start doing a bit of grinding and getting your Antares ship built up. That way you don't have to depend on anyone for the story missions. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Thank you again to all my subscribers, and I will see you guys next time.